Good morning students, this is Devi, lecturer in electronics, Department of Electronics from MVNJS and RVR Degree College, Malkipuram. Today I am presenting a video which is Unit 2 Memory. In previous video lecture we see instruction cycle, fetch cycle and execution cycle. Today I will share you what is the mission cycle. So first of all, mission cycle means it is the time required to access the memory or input or output devices is called mission cycle. For accessing the memory or input or output devices is called the mission cycle. Next, T-state. T-state is the subpart of the mission cycle. So T-state means the mission cycle and instruction cycle takes multiple clock periods. We already know that in previous class we see what is the instruction cycle means. Instruction cycle means it is the combination of fetch cycle and execution cycle. So fetch cycle has 3 clock periods and execution cycle has 3 clock periods. So the combination of these two clock cycles will take multiple clock periods. So a portion of an operation carried out in one system clock period is called as a T-state. So for an instruction cycle we have two cycles, fetch cycle and execution cycle. Here fetch cycle has 4 clock periods and execution cycle has 3 clock periods. For one fetch cycle and one execution each will take one mission cycle. For fetch cycle it takes one mission cycle. For execution cycle it takes another mission cycle. Total we have 7 T-states. So this is about the mission cycle. So total we have 5 basic mission cycles in 8085 microprocessor, which is opcode fetch. It contains 4 T-states and the memory read cycle can take 3 T-states and memory write cycle can also take 3 T-states and input or output read cycle can also take 3 T-states and input or output write cycle also 3 T-states, except for opcode fetch cycle. Remaining all it will take the 3 T-states. So now see one by one about what is opcode fetch cycle and memory read cycle and memory write cycle and input or output read and write cycles. So first, timing diagram. So timing diagram is a graphical representation. It represents the execution time taken by each instruction in a graphical format. The execution time is represented in T-states. So timing diagram is nothing but the graphical representation. For execution of an instruction it will represent in graphical format. So these execution time is represented in the form of T-states. This is about the timing diagram. Next, opcode fetch cycle. The first mission cycle of every instruction is the opcode fetch. So this indicates the kind of instruction to be executed by the system. The length of the mission cycle varies between 4T to 6 T-states. For opcode fetch cycle, minimum there is 4 T-states, for maximum 6 T-states. So it depends upon the type of the instruction. In this, the processor places the contents of the PC on the address lines, identify the nature of the mission cycle by IO by M bar, S0, S1 and activates also the ALE signal. Here ALE means address latch enable. All these occur in T1 state and in T2 state read signal is activated so that the identified memory location is read from and places the content on the data bus D0 to D7. So first of all the opcode fetch cycle, the first mission cycle takes place only for every instruction. The first mission cycle is only opcode fetch. So for depending upon the type of instruction, the length of the mission cycle varies between 4T to 6 T-states. And after that for T1 state and T2 state, ALE signal is involved and IO by M bar signal is involved and S0 and S1 and program counter and address lines identify the nature of the status signals. So now see one by one for each T state how it will perform. So first we see opcode fetch. Total we have 4 T states we already discussed now. So first one, the clock. The clock has 4 T states. Next A8 to A15. So the program counter holds the address. So A8 to A15 has higher order address memory, and AD0 to AD7 which is separation of 2, that means lower order address memory, and opcode which is nothing but a data D0 to D7. Here lower order memory or address contains A0 to A7 and opcode D0 to D7. Next ALE. For ALE means address latch enable. So this address latch enable will activate only at if ALE equal to 1, it indicates the address. So at the middle of the T1 it becomes low. First T states ALE is high. In the middle of the T state ALE goes low because in the middle of the T state opcode will occur. So opcode means here D0 to D7. So in the place of ALE equal to 0, it indicates the data. So that's why ALE becomes low. ALE is high only in address only. So next IO by ember and S1 and S0. So first we have to know the status signals and IO by ember signals for opcode fetch cycle. For opcode for fetching the operation, the status signals will be S0 and S1 will be high and IO by ember will be 0. Why it is 0 means it fetches the opcode from the memory only. So that's why here memory bar means 0 bar, that means 1. So that's why IO by ember equal to 0 and status signals S0 and S1 equal to 1 indicates that fetch operation. So that's why S0 and S1 will be 1. So this read bar is low at when opcode reads the data from the memory. So that's why when the data will be occur, the read bar will goes to low position. So this is the opcode fetch cycle timing diagram. So there is all are equal, but there is a change in only IO by ember, S1 and S0 and read bar. Remaining all clock, A8 to A15, AD0 to AD7, ALE, these all are remain same, but the clock is that it contains 4 T states. For memory read and memory read, remaining all contains 3 T states. So once I will read each T state. So first opcode fetch. The opcode fetch cycle fetches the instructions from the memory and delivers it to the instruction register of the microprocessor. Opcode fetch mission cycle consists of 4 T states. So for first T state, T1 state, during the T1 state, the contents of the program counter are placed on the 16-bit address bus. The higher order 8 bits are transferred to address bus A8 to A15 and lower order address 8 bits are transferred to multiplexed address and data bus. We already see in previous 2 lines A8 to A15 and AD0 to the second timing diagram and third timing diagram we observed here. Program counter holds these 2 address buses and A8 to A15 are higher order address bus and AD0 to AD7 are multiplexed address and data bus. So next ALE. Here ALE goes high. As soon as the ALE goes high, the memory latches the AD0 to AD7 bus. At the middle of the T state, ALE goes low because at the middle of the T state, the data will be occur. So it will only active in address latches only. Next T2 state. During the beginning of the state, the read bar signal goes low to enable the memory. So it is during this state the selected memory location is placed on D0 to D7 of the addressor data multiplexed bus. So during the read cycle is high in the place of address and read signal goes low, the memory location is placed in D0 to D7 bus. So next T3 state. In previous state, the opcode is placed in D0 to D7 of the address bus. In this state of the cycle, the opcode of the address bus is transferred to the instruction register of the microprocessor. Now the read bar goes high after this action and thus disables the memory from addressor data bus. Here we will see at T3 states only it will perform one of the actions. At T4 state it will start execution. So it at T3 states only it fetches the memory. Once fetching is completed, at T4 state it goes to instruction register. First, when it is goes to instruction register, read bar signal must be high and disables from the address and data bus. So this is about the T3 state. At T4 state, in this state, the opcode which was fetched from the memory is to be decoded. Next, memory read cycle. So the memory read cycle is also same for every T1, T2, T3 state, but the change is that the memory read cycle contains read. Read means S0 and S1 will be 0 and S1 will be 1. And read means IO by ember. The memory reading operation IO by ember will be 0, and same it will takes read bar goes low when data will be occur. Once it is completed, then data will be occurred. After once fetching operation is done at the middle of the T3 state, it will goes to the decoded. That means it will goes to the instruction register and disables from the address and data bus. That means read bar goes to high at the disabling of address and data bus. This is about the memory read cycle. So this is the operations for each T state, how it will perform. The change is that only IO by ember will be 0, S1 will be 1 and S0 will be 0. So next, memory write cycle. So the memory write cycle is same as memory read and opcode fetch. The change is that here write. Here write cycle means here last timing diagram we will see. Observe here in previous it is read bar, now it is write bar. Because of memory write cycle, it writes the data from the memory. Once it writes the data, after it will goes to high and it disables the address and data bus and it starts decoding. In write cycle, S0 will be 1 and S1 will be 0 and IO by ember is 0 because of memory write cycle. Remaining all is same as opcode fetch cycle and memory read cycle. So this is about memory write cycle. At each T1 state we will see once. The change is that only IO by ember equal to 0, S1 equal to 0 and S0 equal to 0. Next, input or output read cycle. So it contains only 3 T states. So here we observe in last 2 timing diagrams, IO by ember S1 and S0. Here IO by ember will be 1. Why it becomes 1 means here input or output read means IO will be 1. Input or output will be 1. Memory bar means 1 bar equal to 0. So it disables from the memory and activates the input or output. So for reading operation, for any reading operation from memory or input or output, the status signals will be S0 equal to 0 and S1 will be 1. So remaining all is same as memory read cycle, memory write cycle and opcode fetch cycle. The change is only IO by ember equal to 1, S1 and S0 and here takes the read bar. Next, input or output write cycle. So here the change is IO by ember S0 and S1. Here S0 will be 1, S1 equal to 0 and IO by ember equal to 1 and here it takes the write operation. At 5th timing diagram, it writes the data from the memory. Once it is written the data, and it goes to high at the middle of the T3 state, and it disables from the address and data bus. And once it is disables from the address and data bus, it starts decoding. So this is about input or output write, and input or output read, and memory write and memory read cycle. So thank you.